Just a short time ago, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deporting Kilmore Abrego Garcia to Uganda. He's not from Uganda, as you'll remember, until she can hold a hearing on whether the administration will actually give Abrego an opportunity to challenge his removal. Judge Paula Zenas issues that order just hours after Homeland Security officials detained Abrego during a required check-in at an ICE-filled office and said they'd begun processing him for removal. This latest effort to remove Abrego comes just 3 days after he was freed from criminal custody by another federal judge in Tennessee to await trial on migrant smuggling charges. Charges his lawyers call, quote, preposterous and vindictive. We should note the judge released Abrego after ruling he did not pose a flight risk or a danger to the community. Joining us now, Andrea Flores, Vice President for Immigration Policy and Campaigns at Ford.us.
Andrea, let's just get to the nub of this, because I think a lot of the Abrego case has gotten, because of the various iterations of it that have taken place from the first time he was taken into custody illegally and processed through that to being sent away, come back, all of this. At this stage, what is his due process situation actually look like? Will he be able to avoid being shipped off to some country that's not his own for something that all reporting so far indicates he didn't do? So to help us understand exactly what, because this latest move by the judge to me is another clarifying moment of how wrong the administration has been in going after this one man.
That's right. I like to always start with, we are only talking about this man because they mistakenly deported him in the first place. And they subjected him to torture for multiple months, lied to the American people, said they couldn't bring him back, brought these likely false charges. And now, when he is on his constitutionally legal mandated release, they're threatening to send him to a country after he already agreed to go to Costa Rica, where he would have full legal status, where he would have protection. So they are saying, if you do not do what the administration, the president, wants you to do, we will send you to a country you have no ties to. Uganda has given no assurances for his safety. Once again, it's like sending him back to El Salvador at that point, because they could send him back to El Salvador. They could imprison him. They could send him pretty much anywhere. And so thank goodness this judge stepped in right away and said he has to go, and the administration has a burden to prove. They have to show that he will not be persecuted in Uganda. They have to show that he will not be imprisoned and that he will not be sent back to El Salvador. So until they prove that, they cannot deport him anywhere. So that is the process that is left. But I really think we need more members of Congress to say you cannot bring the full weight of the federal government against one man, because this is not just about immigration. This is about all of our due process.
Judge Zenas, during the teleconference where she blocked Abrego's deportment earlier this afternoon, this is what she said. It has been reported to the world as well as to the criminal court in Tennessee, and finally to me through this petition, that Mr. Abrego Garcia is to be deported to Uganda from the defense because he has exercised his constitutional right to a trial. I think that the federal government would like us to, and the White House specifically, and the president for sure, because he said it today in the Oval Office after he did that little signing this morning. They want to make this about specifically Abrego. They want to make this just about him, his particular case, when I think this is really about all of us, frankly, because if the federal government is successful in literally transforming the justice system to do their bidding for this case, right? A case where they said from the front end that, oh, it was an accident. And then when they got caught in an accident, they were like, no, we here now. If they're successful in doing that in this case, what is to stop them from doing it to anyone else all over this country? Y'all seen the first 48, right?
Yep.
Okay. First 48, for people who haven't seen it, right, you go in, it's all about how the police and the local, whatever municipality we're in, are investigating these cases and breaking a story open. Sometimes they got to get somebody in a room and they want them to crack. I've also seen a lot of sensationalized movies and shows. And I also know real people in real life who have been pressured to cop to things that they did not do. And in those instances, in the real life instances, there are lawyers, there are judges, there is the system that is supposed to come in and say, okay,
chill out.
Chill out, that was improper. We're going to handle this person because that's not how we operate here in the United States of America. The government is trying to literally enshrine and legalize coercing testimony from people in this country. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it's illegal for them to do that. The Supreme Court has been clear that you cannot threaten a type of deportation as a punitive punishment in that way. And so they are making an example to scare every immigrant. They are showing us that if they wrongfully deport anyone, I want to remind every American that every administration wrongfully deports U.S. citizens. Okay, so what will happen when a U.S. citizen happens?
Yeah.
And I think taking a step back, Mr. Abrego Garcia met the legal definition of a refugee. So imagine how the world is looking. That is a very hard definition to meet, high legal standard. And they're saying, we will use the full force of the government to send him to a place where he can be harmed. And, you know, we both have worked at the White House to watch them all day long lie about this man. What is to stop them from doing that to any American, to any other immigrant, to defame him? It really scares me how they've used every channel against him.
I guess we should also say, I mean, who's to say it is happening right now? We just don't know about it. They're snatching people off the streets
and people
of
are
this
not
country.
seeing them. There's reports from community leaders and community folks all over the country who are watching people they used to know, their neighbors, get snatched up, and they don't hear from them again. I want to play some sound because we talked about him a lot, but this is when we're first starting to hear from him. This is Kilmar Abrego Garcia before his ICE check-in today.
Que seguirán luchando, orando, creyendo en la dignidad y la libertad, no solo para mí, para todos.
Promise me that you will continue to pray, continue to fight, resist, and love, not just for me, but for everybody.
When I hear that, I also hear someone who has, one, been through a lot, is worried, and is fearful. What are you hearing from the immigrants in this country? The folks who've maybe been here for a long time, who have followed the rules? Because that's something that Republicans have said for a long time. We want people to follow the rules, follow the law. We want them to go to their court hearing. But now they snatched them out of the court hearing.
So what are you using the rules
as a trap?
Entrapment. They're legalizing entrapment.
Giving all of your information to the federal government so you can stay in this country, making it easier for them to get you. So what are you hearing from the immigrant community?
I mean, it's like what Mr. Abrego Garcia said. He knows that he is being used as an example. He knows that we're in a country that we have two political parties very scared to defend someone like Mr. Abrego Garcia, who's Latino, who's not the perfect victim, right? And so people are scared to defend him, and the administration is counting on that. And why I point that out is we've seen that reticence from both political parties, again, to decry people disappearing. We saw lawmakers fail to stand up for the 200 men who were tortured in El Salvador. And I do think immigrant communities, what I hear is they are feeling left out. They are feeling betrayed. They know that they are essential, and yet I don't think they see enough of our nation's leaders fighting for them because they're scared of this issue of immigration more broadly, because President Trump weaponizes it against everyone. And my heart goes out to Mr. Abrego Garcia for seeing a bigger picture in his own victimization, and I hope people hear that he knows he's being used, and he's warning all of us. What has happened to him, he's seeing it will happen to anyone else. He is a union member. You see the labor union standing up for him. You've seen faith leaders stand up for him. Where are the lawmakers saying, don't you dare deport this legal refugee to another country? It is not justice if he goes to Costa Rica.
It just can't
he
be.
He deserves to be here.